Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. Today we're on Lesson 3 of Unit 3, Equations, and now we're going to be solving two-step equations. So, example 1, solve each of the following two-step equations. I realize this is kind of a review from 7th grade, and that's okay. For me, it's easiest if I have a coefficient, a variable, plus or minus a constant, equals a number. And 3 of these problems are in that order. Personally, this problem for me would be the hardest. But when we get to it, we get to it. Okay, the first one, rewrite the problem. I know you're thinking to yourself, why do I have to do that? The problem is already there. But it's one of the steps, so let's just follow the steps. Rewrite the problem. 2x plus 5 equals 9. Now, the first step to solve a problem with 2 steps is to move the constant to the opposite side. So I'm going to get rid of the plus 5, that's the constant. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. That's my first inverse. So you do the inverse of addition or subtraction first. So the inverse of plus 5 minus 5, and now I have, well, plus 5 minus 5 is 0, and 2x comes down, and 9 minus 5 equals 4. Now I have multiplication, and the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. Remember, what you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So I'm going to divide on both sides of the equal sign. Now, 2 divided by 2 is 1. And I could write 1x here, but I know that 1 times x, or 1 times anything, is the number. So 1 times x is x. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that is going to be my solution, and I'm going to check it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, you didn't read the directions, Mrs. Bono. It says solve each of the following two-step equations. It doesn't say to check it. Yeah, all right. But I'm going to check it fast in my calculator. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. I'm going to do what I call a fast check. Fast check. Fast check. So all I'm doing is rewriting the problem. 2, parentheses, my answer 2, plus 5 equals 9. And I'm going to put that half of it in a calculator. You know, 2 parentheses 2 plus 5. And look, when I put that in the calculator, 2 parentheses 2 plus 5, I got 9. I got 9. That is a fast check. I didn't have to think too hard. I didn't have to write a whole bunch of stuff down. I just substituted it and wrote 1/2 of the equation in my calculator. No reason not to do that. B is my problem. I, personally, if it was a problem I was doing for myself for a reason, I would probably make it negative 5t plus 3, but I have to follow what's here. So, 3 minus 5t equals negative 7. 3 is positive 3, and the inverse of positive 3 is negative 3. I'm not looking at the rest of the problem. I'm just looking at 3. 3 is my constant, and the inverse of 3 is minus 3, or negative 3, actually. So if I put negative 3 on both sides of the equal sign, look, you're being careful with this equal sign, right? You could even put an equal underneath there, because you want to make sure you're lining up what's on one side of the equal sign, and that you're, like this one, 3 minus 3, you got to put that together so that you know that it's 0. Now, that minus 5t becomes negative 5t equals, all right, negative 7 and minus 3, or negative 7 plus negative 3. I'm probably going to do that, is negative 10. And when I divide by 5, pick up the wrong color pen, negative 5 divided by negative 5, negative divided by negative is positive, 5 divided by 5 is 1, t. Negative 10 divided by negative 5, positive 2. Okay, there's my solution, positive 2. And I'm going to do a fast check again because, look, this is not in the right order, so I want to really be making sure. So my check is going to be 3 minus 5, where the t was, parentheses, positive 2, equals negative 7. And now that's the half that I put in my calculator. So here's my happy calculator. 3 minus 5 times 2. And what does that become? Negative 7. Must be careful. There you go. So up here, fractions. It's okay. We're good with fractions. So I'm going to rewrite that. Wait a second. I just realized something. I could do this. 1 times k and have k over 2. I could write it like that. I could write k over 2 minus 7 equals 2. Now, if you want to keep 1/2, that's fine too. But let's get rid of that 7 first. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Remember, I'm keeping everything nice and lined up. Negative 7, positive 7 is 0. And 2 plus 7 is 9. And I'm going to bring the k over 2 down, because 1/2 of k is the same as k divided by 2. Those are equivalent. Now to get this 2 off of the bottom there, I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. 2 times k divided by 2, that's going to be 1k. And 9 times 2, k equals 18. Now I'm going to check it and make sure I got the right answer, because, I don't be trusting me. So, but I'm going to write it the way it is there. 1/2, parentheses, 18. So I'm taking my answer, putting it where the k was, minus 7 equals 2. And that's what I'm putting in, just that half of the equal sign. So I grab my calculator, and I put in 1/2 of, parentheses, 18, because it's multiplication, minus 7 is, yay, 2, it worked. So for future reference, 1/2 times k is the same as k divided by 2. Half of something is the same, multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. Right. Rewrite my problem. 3f, oh, I almost wrote it wrong. I double checked though. Negative 3f plus 15 equals 24. Now, I would have probably caught that when I went back and checked my answer, but you got to be careful. Always copy it carefully. Negative 3f minus 15 equals 20. So the first thing, I'm going to subtract the coefficient, minus 15, minus 15. Ones with ones, tens with tens, plus and minus. 4 and 5 are in the ones place, 2 and 1 are in the tens place. Line things up. Obviously, 15 minus 15 is 0. So negative 3f equals 24 minus 15, 9. Okay. Divide by negative 3. Okay. Negative divided by negative is positive. 3 divided by 3 is 1. F equals 9 divided by negative 3. The signs are different, so my answer is going to be negative 3. Be careful. Put a box around it because it's beautiful. And I'm going to go back and rewrite my problem. Here's my quick check. -3 times -3 plus 15 equals 24. So grab my handy dandy calculator and put that in here. -3 parentheses, -3 parentheses plus 15. Make sure what's on the screen matches what's on your paper. Doesn't take any extra time really. Up 24. It doesn't take time. It's a few seconds. Make sure you get your math right. Here we go. Example 2. Write an algebraic equation to represent each verbal sentence. Ooh, reading Bono. Then solve the equation. Twice the number represented by x increased by 8 is 26. Find the number. Now, whenever you do a word problem, you are starting with a let statement. Even though it says the number represented by x, I'm just going to stay in that habit. Let, and they told me x is my number, x equal a number. All right, now let's see what some of these other things mean. Okay, twice. If you're not sure what that means, you could go back and look a couple of pages back. I had that list of all those words that helped me. And twice, where should twice go? Twice should be multiplication. I'm gonna write it in multiplication. So twice the number, 2x, increased. What is increased? Add 8 is 26. So add 8 is 26. Twice the number, 2x, increased by 8, add 8 is 26. Find the number. Okay. Should always go back and make sure what you wrote is what they wrote. What your sentence makes sense in the problem. -8 on both sides. You get, well, 8 minus 8 is 0. 2x equals 26 minus 8 is 18. The inverse of 2, divide by 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1x. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So now I have to write a sentence because it's a word problem. The number is 9. All right, so now I'm going to do it reading. Twice the number, twice 9, 18, increased by 8, 18 plus 8 is 26. Oh, yep, there it is, it worked. Or I could do a quick check on my calculator. I wouldn't even write it down. I would just do it on the calculator. 2 times 9 plus 8, 26. So didn't even write it down, just did it on the calculator, make sure I'm right. When a number is doubled, then decreased by 5, the result is 11. What is the number? Starting with that let statement again. Let x equal a number. Now, doubled. What does doubled mean? Doubled is the same as twice. It means you're multiplying by 2, except then decreased by 5. Subtract 5. The result is 11. So, double a number, 2x, decreased by 5 minus 5 is 11. So, inverse of the constant, opposite of minus 5 is plus 5. Add 5 on both sides. Right, minus 5 and plus 5 is 0. So I have 2x. 11 plus 5 is 16. All right, the inverse of times 2, divide by 2. and x equals 8. And I'm going to frame that too because it's pretty. All right, what is the number? The number is 8. When a number is double, well, double 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Minus 5, yep, is 11. You could do it on a calculator, and you should. Okay. 2 more problems. 7 less than. Less than. If it comes before the less than, it goes after. Before, less than, comes after the minus sign. Or as I like to think of it, less than at the end. 3 times a number is 13. Okay, so again, let statement. Let x equal a number. 7 less than 3 times a number. So 3 times a number would be 3x. 3 times the number is 3x. Less than, well, take the 7 away, because this less than goes at the end, is 13. Okay. The inverse of less than 7 is to add 7 to both sides. Minus 7 plus 7 is 0. 3x equals 7 less than 3 is 13. All right, 7 plus 13 is 20. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X equals, now 21 divided by 3 would be 7. So this is not going to be 7. This is going to be hard. I could leave it like this. I could leave it as 20 over 3. That would be fine. Or I could do it in here, 20 over 3, and get 6.6 repeating. Ooh, that is 6.6 repeating, which is equal to, what if I want to make that into, there. Oh, why is that percenting me? I don't want to be percented. All right, 6 2/3. Okay, the button I pressed there was this button here. Above the 10x, it says numerator over denominator, double arrow, unit, and a fraction. That's if I wanted to change it to a mixed number, which is what I did. I made it 6 2/3. So that's also equal to 6 2/3. That's my favorite answer, but you could leave it like this and it would be fine. And I'm going to do a real check for this one. I'm going to actually write that down. Check, because it's a fraction, and I want to make sure I did it right. 3. And let's take this answer, the not mixed number one, and use that. 20 over 3 minus 7 equals 13. So let's put that half of the equation into a calculator. Clear this mess up. 3 parentheses, 20 over 7. Close that parentheses. Oh, not over 7, Bono, over 3. Darn it, I almost messed that up, huh? Minus 7. So I always catch myself when I go and I look at my problem and I look at what's on the paper, make sure what's in the calculator is the same as what's on the paper. And it is, and I got 13. So that checked. Whew. 12 decreased by twice a number is 20. Find the number. All right, let statement. Let x equal a number. And decreased by means that when I subtract, it's going to be subtract, twice a number, again, multiplied by 2, is 20. So 12 decreased by subtract twice a number, 2x, is 20, is 20. 12 decreased by twice a number, 12 minus 2x equals 20. All right, Oh, gosh, it's where that x is second. I like it better when it's first. But can't do anything about that now. What's the inverse of positive 12? Negative 12. So I'll put minus 12 on both sides because I have to get rid of that constant first. The coefficient is multiplied times the x, so the constant's got to go. 12 minus 12 is 0. Minus 2x equals 20 minus 12 is 8. The inverse of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by negative 2. Well, let's see. Negative divided by negative is positive. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 1x equals 8 divided by negative 2. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. But the signs are different, so my answer is negative 4. Or I could have just picked up a calculator and done it. There's no reason not to use a calculator for these problems. It's on your desk, it's in your phone, use calculator. All right, and I am going to check that because 12 minus 2 times negative 4 equals 20. Grab that handy-dandy calculator, and 12 minus 2 times negative 4, and let's see, what do I get? Make sure it's the right thing. It's the right thing. Up 20. There we go, it checked. Actually, I'm going to write check up here. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and look at my work. All right, the number is 9, the number is 8. I forgot to write. The number is 6 2/3. Well, I'm going to get that wrong, huh? The number is, I'm going to use 6 2/3. It doesn't really matter. Could pick any of these three. They're all correct. And I didn't do it here either. Ugh, bono, bono, bono. The number is negative 4. Okay, now I'm done. All right, have a great day, and we will be mathing again together. Have a good day, and we'll be mathing together again soon. Bye.